Welcome in. I assume we are ready to rock and roll here. This is my first time hosting from home. This feels very, very, very exciting and also very new. All right, it is CHGO Bears After Dark in a blizzard. We are brought to you, as we always are, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app. Use that promo code CHGO when you sign up. Am I hearing you laughing, Carmen? What's going on over there? Look at that. Look at that fire. Look at the beautifulness of everything.
Yeah. I'm broadcasting from home now too. So now you guys get to see, this is what makes me happy in life. Don't judge me.
It's a fake fire on your television?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have a real fireplace. I live in an apartment. So I can't have a wood burning fireplace in here. So I just put one on TV.
For the record, I live in an apartment too, and I don't know if you can hear a little bit of a hiss in the background, but the gas burning fireplace is rocking tonight. We're
jealous.
We're having a moment over here, me and stuffed animal Arnie. What's up, Shay? Merry Christmas to you. And look, Stephen Nicholas is producing tonight. He's got a poll for everybody. So I want you to, Stephen, let's get everybody involved in the show tonight. It's a very special holiday edition. So what is our poll? How do you get involved? We need interaction. I want to talk to everyone tonight.
So the poll today is, how many wins are you predicting for the Bears next season? We got to figure they're going to be better with at least one first-round pick coming. Maybe they trade down. Maybe they get 2 or more. We'll see. So how many wins are you expecting? 0-3, 4-6, 7-9, or 10+?
Okay, so there's just been a ton of conversation about this, and it's a great poll. Great job by you, Stephen. And can we put Eddie Jackson's tweet comment on the screen today?
I can get that.
Because this is just, we're playing Buffalo, and Eddie's not playing. And great news for Eddie that he doesn't need surgery for the Liz Frank injury, and he's already looking forward to 2023. But the dude is just out there, Carmi. He's saying, you're going to feel us in 2023, baby. We might as well look ahead here because it's not that fun to look at the Buffalo game, right?
No, who knows? We'll see. Them getting in is going to be hard. Tomorrow at some point, I guess they're going to get in. But no, it's going to be brutal out there for both teams. I don't think that you can evaluate anything from this game. But yeah, it's fun to look ahead. Yeah, and Eddie's already all in on next season.
Is that go back in your NFL working for Fox Sports, popping out of the womb, all you've cared about is football for basically your entire life. Have you ever remembered a player talking about next year this early?
I think Eddie kind of gets a pass because he's on IR, so he knows that his season is done, and I think that he probably jumps the gun there. But what else would the players have to look forward to at this point? You got to keep them going somehow.
And just for the record, I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I love that he's already talking about next year. I'm fired up for this offseason.
That tells you that he wants to be here next year, right? He's bought in on and I think that's a direct, again, I think I said this yesterday, just kind of about how these guys have reacted to Matt Eberflus as their coach and Alan Williams as the DC. If these guys are already excited about that, it means they're building something really good.
Yeah.
And that means that and I don't think that we can overstate how important the culture is that they're building there and the belief system that they're building, that even though they're not winning games, they didn't win games this season, they have so much to look forward to because they feel like they're on the right track. And that doesn't just happen. So I'm happy for I'm happy for this team, and I am personally excited to see this team next year.
We all are, right? That's a loaf on me. Here we go.
A loaf on you. A loaf on you. Come on, man.
I'm getting dings.
How are you not on the on the silent phone life anyway? Like my phone is never on loud. Ever.
So that's an interesting comment right there, because if you do that, so somebody calls you, you're missing that call. What happens if it's an important call? What happens if
my phone buzzes?
Oh, you got the vibrate going.
I got the vibrate going. So like and even when my phone is on do not disturb, it's like, which it happens a lot. If I miss a call, if it's important, they leave a message. If it's even more important, they text me right away. And I'm always checking my phone. So I don't never go like an hour without checking my phone.
Okay.
So like I will get to someone, and like if it's an emergency, all right, but I don't think that text was an emergency, Carm.
I can confirm that you do a very good job of returning all text communication as far as this show is concerned. I mean, I don't know what it took you today to get back at me, but I think it was about 12 seconds. Yeah. So you're on your game.
I am. So I don't understand. Like there's no reason for tones to be going off. Like whenever I hear someone like in a press box, especially, and someone's like text tones are going off, or on an airplane, that's the worst on an airplane. Well, because now you can get texting in flight, and so like I'm hearing like all these chimes, and I'm like, put your phone on silent.
So, but then the text options, I this is an embarrassing moment on the show, but we're just going to do it because it's Bears After Dark. How do I get my text to go to vibrate, or do I just do nothing?
It's in your settings. It's in like sounds and notifications.
So I just took the text.
I need to walk you through this?
Yes.
Live on air. I don't think that anybody wants me.
I think they do. I think it would be kind of amusing that.
Oh my god!
Slightly old man.
Yeah, you guys want to see me try and teach Carm basic iPhone. All right, let's see.
No, don't do it. Don't. Okay. Well, yeah, actually, if you're there, actually, go ahead, because I think
it's in.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't even know where it is.
Anybody in the chat who can do this faster than we can?
Than me.
I'm up for it because I see ringtone and alert volume.
Oh, sounds and haptics.
Sounds and haptics, huh? System haptics, not sounds and haptics. I got a system haptics.
That's all the way down there. Play haptics in silent mode. It's been so long since I had my phone on.
See, it's not that easy. This is not that easy.
Oh. But this button on the side, doesn't that make it silent?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think it does.
It definitely does. When it moves to the red part, that's when you get the vibration, but not the sound.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay. So silent mode off, silent mode on, and then the red part is there, and now this thing should vibrate. It's not going to vibrate.
Now it'll just vibrate.
It doesn't do that, but that's fine. Hey. Okay. Thank you for the effort, though, and happy.
That's easier than Android, right?
Yeah.
It's what I'm used to. I'm not going to say it's easier than Android, but Apple's what I'm used to. I'm Ryan Poles. I'm taking a hard look in the mirror and saying I'm trying to fill holes, not make more. With that said, I'm extending Montgomery. Don't try to fix a room that ain't broke. Agree.
Okay, Jeffrey. We are with you on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that they're gonna make more holes at this point. I mean, I think that you got rid of Roquan, given that you were going to have to pay him a mass amount of money, so that frees something up. So I don't really count that as creating a hole. Like, yes, you need another player in there, but like you're freeing up a lot of potential money that would have been tied up in that otherwise.
The Roquan thing is I'm a little bothered by the conversation around it. Like, you don't pay that player. He doesn't play a premium position. We've talked about this, but I just keep on hearing like what I would consider, with all due respect, not NFL experts, just kind of buying into that narrative and just screaming it that this is that this is the new understanding. So we don't pay those guys, and I don't want to push back too hard on it because I want to trust Ryan Poles, but I also want to say, when you get rid of good players, it doesn't help you. I don't care what position they play. And by the way, that position that Roquan plays, that position gets a lot of tackles. That position is all over the field. That position does things. That position is not the long snapper. That is one of your key players on defense. It's not as important as the defensive end. It's not as important as the defensive tackle. I get it. The front four are bigger. But the dude that can run all over the place and make plays all over the field, I like that dude. I want him on my football team.
And Roquan had been playing, he was that middle linebacker, but like the will linebacker is what's really important in this offense or defense rather. And also like, I don't think that you can completely dismiss the fact that like Roquan doesn't have an agent, and that makes these negotiations very difficult. And like, yeah, see, there you go. Roquan being Roquan's agent was the problem. Like that is, you can't discount that, because the like, I wouldn't want to be part of those conversations of someone telling me what number I'm worth. Like no one is going to be good in those situations when they're trying to advocate for themselves. Of course they're going, but like Roquan doesn't know market value for linebackers, especially like, and then like what his stats essentially translate to. Like there are so many things that are just easier when you're going through an agent, and it makes it really hard, especially when it's not as quantifiable a position as like a quarterback. Like Lamar Jackson being his own agent is different, because being a quarterback, you can point to this, this, and this. And that's very concrete to say, I am one of the best quarterbacks. I have an MVP under my belt, all that other stuff. Like Roquan can't say those things, and his position itself isn't as quantifiable. So it's hard. It's very hard.
Yeah. And by the way, congratulations to Roquan, who is a Pro Bowler this year, which he's killing it in Baltimore, if you're paying attention. And I'm assuming Bears fans are not paying super close attention, but he's.
Do we want to talk about Pro? I saw somebody like talk about how Justin got snubbed in the Pro Bowl.
Sure.
Tevin Jenkins, whatever. Like, here's my thing. Offensive linemen, the Pro Bowl is very much a popularity contest when it comes to positions like that, for sure. Like, offensive linemen, like, nobody knows who's the best right guard across the league. Like, it's just not a thing. People are going to vote for their team, and if their team is winning, that's like when I feel like all of the offensive linemen, I need to go look up like which ones are the ones that made it, but my guess would be that a lot of them are from teams that are doing well.
Of course.
And like, I know Eddie put up a big stink about it on Twitter, but like going on IR and getting taken off the ballot and stuff like that stuff's going to hurt you. And I know that didn't, like, I think, was he talking about Derwin James, or was he talking about TJ Watt when he was like, oh, so you can only play 7 games and be like, whatever. But I'm like, all right, but are those guys even currently on IR?
Right.
I don't know. Like, TJ Watt isn't. I don't know if Derwin James is currently on IR.
So the coolest thing that I saw about the Pro Bowl, and by the way, phenomenal comment from Simon, and you know, my father, Fred Carman, is available for the Bears. I mean, he's 97, and you know, kind of sleeps till about 2:00 these days. But hey, we can get him out there, and he did dominate at Western Illinois back in the day, Carmen. You just know there's football heritage in these genes right here.
In the Carmen genes.
Yeah, it's super strong. Carmen with an A. Dude was playing quarterback and cornerback, making picks. But like, look, let's start at the top. Number one, the Bears have won 3 games. You're not getting Pro Bowl players when right now you're drafting number 2 overall. And what I am a little bit confused by, which I actually really enjoyed today, the Washington Commanders and Ron Rivera put out a video of guys getting their Pro Bowl nominations, and who was the special teams guy who got in?
I didn't know who he was, quite honestly, before that video.
Yeah, well, whoever it was, that's a bad job by me. My apologies. I wasn't planning on this coming up tonight, and my memory is special teams, Washington, Pro Bowler. Who are you? I'll take any help on this, but hold on. Let's go. Jeremy Reeves, okay, Jeremy Reeves, who's been cut 1,000 times back and forth and been around the league, and he finally gets a Pro Bowl nod today, and he gets called into Rivera's office, and they play it coy, like basically the dude thinks he's getting cut again or something's wrong, and they tell him that you're going to the Pro Bowl, and the dude starts crying right in front of his head coach. And I was like, that is so freaking sweet. As somebody who's been cut from every athletic team that I've ever tried out for, like, to, you know, I was feeling the Reefs, like, you made it, man.
And I mean, like, Pro Bowl does mean a lot to these guys. Like, it really does. Like, it does come with an extra paycheck. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's all. Like, and a lot of these guys even have incentives built into their contract if they make a Pro Bowl. But at the same time, like, it's nice to be voted on from your peers, from the fans, and it's validation for you, which is something that these guys really like. So like, even though guys will play it kind of cool after getting, you know, a Pro Bowl nod or whatever, like it does mean a lot to them. And I think that was a really good example, especially like when you make it as a special teamer. That's something different. But like, I'm probably going to not be liked for what I'm about to say, but I don't think that Justin got snubbed for a Pro Bowl. I don't think he deserved a Pro Bowl nod this year.
Neither do I.
I don't think that's not. So actually, on Fox Sports, on Speak, the show on Speak, they talked about Von Miller said this week that Justin could be the greatest quarterback ever. Like he went all the way, like all the clicks for his podcast. But like Speak kind of reined it in, and I think it was Dave Hellman that said, you know, Justin Fields, like I am expecting him essentially to be a Pro Bowler next year, not this year quite yet, but like he has the skill set to develop into like take that jump in year 3, take a Jalen Hurts type jump and turn into a Pro Bowler.
Wait, hold on a second. Who said that he's going to be the greatest quarterback
Von Miller.
of all
Von
time?
Miller. Yes.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Von Miller said that Justin
Fields could end up being the best quarterback of all time.
All right, that is.
Like I said, he's got a podcast now. He's trying to get clicks. Like we get it. But like, I mean, that's a tall order. I'm not saying that like because like you could also rein it in and just be like, he could be one of the best young quarterbacks. He could be one of the greats, all the other stuff. But to go that far is kind of insane. But then Speak reined it back in. Like I said, Dave Hellman reined it back in and said, but I am expecting him to be great. And I'm expecting him to be great as soon as next year. I don't think this was the year. This was not the year.
Listen, I expect him to be a Pro Bowl quarterback. I'm hoping that he will be a perennial Pro Bowl quarterback. I'm hoping that the Bears will win a Super Bowl with Justin Fields, and I think that absolutely is on the table for the first time in forever, that the Bears actually have a murky, but they have a pathway to get there if Ryan Poles can get it done. I think this is a good segue to the video that I did yesterday.
Yeah, he had the potential to be the best quarterback ever.
Yeah, he had the potential. Okay. Well, here, I walked around the Bears locker room yesterday, and I asked different dudes, what impresses you most about Justin Fields? So we got 5 guys here. It's about a 2-minute video. What impresses you most about Justin Fields? Before we play that, though, let me just tell you real quick about our friends at Greenridge Farm. For your holiday, there's no place better to get yourself the outstanding local meat and local cheese, all natural. The sausages, the meat sticks, perfect for tailgating, happy hour, Christmas, Hanukkah, the whole deal. 16 grams of protein per stick. And yes, this is available if you go into your refrigerated section, Costco, Sam's Club, any local Chicagoland grocery store. Look for Greenridge Farm. But if you do order online at greenridgefarm.com, if you order any 3 meat products and you put in the code CHGO, the meat sticks, those are free coming to you. So order any 3 meat products, greenridgefarm.com. I made that more confusing than it is. 3 meat products, order those, and then you include a pack of meat sticks in your cart, and the meat sticks will be free simply by using code CHGO at checkout. Thank you to our friends at Greenridge Farm. We love you. All right. And straight delicious, by the way. I've really, top 10 things I've enjoyed about this Bears season, eating Greenridge Farm. All right, here we go. Hallis Hall, Bears player.
Before we get to that, let's hit these super chats here.
Okay, sure.
Holiday praise in our direction.
Okay, here we go. Thank you. Mark, what's up, my friend? Carmen, happy Hanukkah. Carmen, happy. Stole your garland. There we go. All the way from England.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate, indeed.
And then Mark did come back in and correct
that. And you didn't have to correct that. That's very sweet of you, Mark, but thank you. I appreciate that. I've had my name spelled all sorts of different ways, but I knew that you meant me. And Merry Christmas to y'all across the pond. I
don't know if Mark is married or if Mark is dating anyone, but for somebody who pays $1.99 extra to get the right spelling, that is a keeper right there.
That is the keeper. She's a very lucky woman. Whoever.
Yeah. Congratulations, Mark. Your parents did some good work over there. All right, let's hear from. We got Eddie Jackson, we got Khalil Herbert, we've got Braxton Jones. We've got Kyler Gordon, and we've got, who am I missing? Oh, yeah, my guy Dante Pettis. Here we go.
Thing that impresses you about Justin Fields is
his running ability. I feel like that's everybody. At Ohio State, I don't really think he ran like this. So even last year, I don't remember him running like this. So I didn't know that he was that good of a runner. until I got here. But yeah, I would say definitely that.
Are you faster than him?
Yes, sure. Ask him to.
I'd probably say just, being tough. I mean, he runs the ball a lot. He's always, getting hit and just being able to get up and go to the next play. When he does feel injured or hurt or anything like that, he continues to play the next play. So.
His tackle breaking ability. Yeah.
It's like a running back.
No, because sometimes he does stuff that I'd be wondering if I could do. Just, throwing D linemen off him. Not even like downfield, like in the pocket, just being able to withstand some of those hits. And
his composure and his mentality. Being a quarterback, a lot of stuff can rain down you, and you're really in control of this and that, and people can say this and that. And I just feel like he handles everything extremely well. As far as how he addresses the team, carries himself, and talks to us, he's really a good guy and does his thing. So props to him for real.
I feel like he makes a way out of nothing. I feel like it's almost something where it's like if you see something, like if everybody's on the other side of the field, the quarterback runs down the field, like you're not like impressed by that. But he makes 60-yard, 50-yard touchdown runs, juking, spinning, stiff arming, running away from guys. I mean, you definitely don't see that. It's definitely Madden like created player type vibes for sure from here. I feel like he's definitely somebody that's not a typical runner. Even I feel like from a running back standpoint, being able to elude D lineman, linebacker, secondary, like I feel like that's very different. I feel like that's very rare for his running ability.
So we got basically everything in there. We got leadership, we got toughness, we got presence, we've got the running ability that was hit on a couple of times there. But when athletes have that level of respect for fellow athletes, it's real. Like I don't know. There's when those guys are talking about dudes doing rare things, it makes me smile because like that means that when you get to that level and that level is respecting the level above, I don't know. It makes me feel good all over, Carmen. How's that?
Yeah, I mean, these are the best of the best in the world, and you're going to be amazed at one of your guys. I mean, this should be a huge confidence boost for Justin. And I mean, I think that we're only scratching the surface. I mean, I think what's really stuck with me, especially after last game, was him saying I'm not trying to run 1,000 yards every season, which is great. He shouldn't have to. And he knows that's not he's not looking to be a run first quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, but there have been that's just what this season called for as they kind of figured out this new offense, this new system. People the guys around Justin, that's not who's going to be around Justin next year. And the offensive line, I think for all intents and purposes has done a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. But I will say their run blocking grades have been fantastic. They've been able to open up things not only for Justin, but for the rest of the backs. Their pass blocking grades were bad. They need work. And so without a solid pocket, even when I feel like Justin, where he really improved was learning how to scramble out of the pocket and throw on the run. And that's I feel like what we've seen more of the past 4 or 5 games from him. And that's what's most encouraging. But get him a good line that can pass block and hold a solid pocket for him for 3-4 seconds. And then get him some other receivers that he's comfortable with and make sure that he has different levels of receivers to go to, tight ends, backs out of the backfield, all that kind of stuff. And watch this guy flourish. That's what's going to happen. But we haven't had an adequate evaluation of his passing game yet because of the fact of the surrounding cast at this point. So I think next year is when we can really start to expect better things. And I think that Justin is expecting better things when it comes to the passing game and all that kind of stuff. And then, oh, by the way, he's got this incredible dynamic running ability to just completely defeat defenses and really give them headaches, which is what we're seeing out of Jalen Hurts this year.
Where do you come out on T. Higgins? What would you be willing to give up to get that player in here?
I don't know that I would be willing to give up more than what they gave up for Chase Claypool. I don't think I'm willing to give up more than a second rounder for T. Higgins. I mean, he's not a number one. Again, here's the thing. T. Higgins is a great receiver. Don't get me wrong. Is he really like a number one guy? Maybe he could be.
No, he's not.
But I don't think he is. If I'm giving up a first rounder, I'm getting a Jamar Chase. I'm getting a Justin Jefferson. That's what the Bears need. Is they need a bona fide number one X receiver.
Which means that you're going to have to get it in the draft because you're not getting any of those guys for a first rounder. You'd have to trade 3 first rounders, maybe.
Right. If you're going to get it, in the free agents. Although they do have a lot of money to pay them as well, actual capital to pay them or cap space to pay them. So
yeah, sure.
There's that.
If the premium gets out there, the Bears could step up and be at the top of the market.
Yeah, for free agents, I should say. But yeah, I mean, if you're talking trades, you're trading away, multiple first round picks for one of those elite guys. Yeah, or you find one in the draft. I mean, this year's receiver class is okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're going to pick one in the first round,
which is why I just think it's the no-brainer of all no-brainers, and some people are disagreeing. But you need no. I'm just, as far as the calculus of how this is going to go and how they're going to be able to acquire everything they need, you're going to have to trade down. You're not in a position to take the best player at number 2 and even hit on it and have that be enough where Fields entering year 3, you're going to have to pay him in year 5. It's going to get a lot more difficult as we go along here. So to me, it's you've got to make very intelligent, incremental moves in this particular offseason, and then you really got to knock it out the final part next offseason. So going into year 4, you are actually a legitimate playoff borderline, we could make a run contender, and then you pay Fields and you fill in around at that point, whatever's, it's going to get a lot more difficult for him. But the next 2 years, if he does it right, he should have a ton of draft picks and, not just money this year, but money next year as well. You don't have to spend it all this year. I mean, you can depending on how he evaluates things. But
I mean, I think that you have everything available to you to make this a very, very short turnaround. Quite honestly, I expect the Bears to be in contention next year for a playoff spot. I expect them to make that wild card spot next year. I expect Fields to be. Yes, I do. They have with all of the resources they have right now, and they do have, I feel more pieces to build around on both sides of the ball. I think we talked about it yesterday about the defensive side of things where you're missing that really, really dominant 3-tech. You want to get a really good will linebacker. But outside of that, I mean, you're adding a little more pieces. That's your core. Those are your priorities on defense, which isn't too tall of a task, I don't think, between free agency and the draft. Especially if you trade down, you get more picks. But maybe you don't have to trade down that much. Quarterbacks rise, and these quarterback needy teams are probably going to go 1, 2, 3. In all honesty. So it depends. It really depends on what the Lions do with the Rams pick. But that being said, you don't have to fall that far. You could still get a Jalen Carter or a Will Anderson on top of getting an extra pick either in that round.
Yes, 100%. And especially if Detroit wants to do it. Maybe you want to make a deal with the Lions. They want to move up and get a quarterback. You're not sold on Jared Goff, who's having a great year, but you don't want to go the distance with him, which would make a whole lot of sense. That would be really interesting. Trade with.
I don't think you're trading with the Lions. I think the Lions might be picking depending on what happens with the Rams the rest of the season, they have that pick. So this is going to be very interesting to see where the Lions are picking despite doing well.
But you could be getting 5 and 15, 6 and 15 along those. I mean, that's not completely out of it.
That's exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying is you can work this so that you do get one of those game-changing players for your defense while also being able to spend more money or to spend another pick on getting a receiver or a tackle or, the Bears are just set up so well with that. And I anticipate Poles trading down multiple times like he did this last draft. And then on top of that, you got the most cap space of anybody in the league. You can go shopping spree in free agency.
So you're on the high end of optimism. I was talking to one prominent Chicago media member whose name will not be mentioned right now, but perhaps if you listen to Chicago media content, you can guess who I'm talking about. I mean, he's saying they could win 5 games next year, 6 games next year, maybe 7. I'm I mean, we're sitting here on December the 22nd, so it's way too early. But if they're at 6 games next year and they win 6 and 11, that's a huge disappointment in my mind. I'm not saying that like it needs to be 10, but at least get into the 7.
I don't think a winning record is too much to ask next year.
Okay.
Like baseline winning record.
See, and you're,
500.
you know what I'm getting excited about right now is you're one of the more grounded football observers I know, and so for you to be going that way, I think Bears fans it just feels good right now. All right, it does, because normally I'm the one that's over the top with you, Carmen.
That's true, and I'm usually the one bringing back down to earth. But here's the thing, too: it's not just the players and stuff in the front office and everything. Like, I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. I think this coaching staff has done wonderful things laying the groundwork for like starting this season. You get the culture, you get that turnaround, and like, look what we saw with the Eagles. Look what we're seeing with the Lions. Like, that's not too far off. Even if they don't start hot next season, like all the pieces are going to start falling into place, I think, quicker than we think they are. You're going to have a lot of new players next year, so I actually expect them to probably start slow. But like once all those guys start clicking and they're used to the systems and all that other stuff, like I like this coaching staff. I like the fact that they are tailoring this offense to their players, to Justin Fields, and they're identifying what these guys do well and they're exploiting that. That is exactly what you want out of coaching staff. So I have a lot of, and then like Matt Eberflus is a defensive guy. Like, I think this defense is going to be really good and really fine on top of having a really good offense to complement it.
Who's with Carmen? Who's all in on the coaching staff? Who's all in on next year over 500? Let's get some holiday cheer out there. And I like it. I want to get into some NFL news in a second, but let me also tell you about Game Time. The Game Time ticket app, it's just the place to be. And God bless you if you have how many games in a row have the Blackhawks lost now? I want to say it's 6. It's either 5 or 6. But did you end up going to the eight in a row?
8.
That's bad, yeah.
Oh boy.
No, I didn't end up going last night. I couldn't get my ish together.
Okay.
And instead I watched Emily in Paris. I watched like 8 episodes of Emily in Paris.
Well, let me tell you, we got some challenging weather right now, but if you want to go to Blackhawks Columbus Blue Jackets on a Friday night because it's the holiday season and you want to bring that special one to you who doesn't care if the Hawks are good or not, you just hang out at the United States. Yeah, I mean, come on. Who really cares? It's always good to go to a hockey game. $13. I'm sorry. Let me do that again. 2 tickets, upper level, $46 on the Game Time app tomorrow night. So that's $23 a ticket. By the way, you can wait till game time, and that ticket price probably goes down another couple of dollars. Maybe you get in for under $40 for 2, which is just
look at that. There's $11 seats right there.
Yeah, I do it with
seats. I like the 300 level. I
So
think it's
do
fun up there.
especially for hockey. The prices that I give you are with fees, and I do it for 2 tickets. So that's how because we got to get to the real price here. So I think that's the best way to do it. But the bottom line on that real price, there is no better price that you're going to get at any of the other secondhand ticket markets. You know all the names. You don't need to go there. You need to go to Game Time. Download the Game Time ticket app. Put it on your phone. You'll be one of 15 million people who have done that. And you're going to get the best prices, and you can sit wherever you want. You want to go up top, you want to sit on the glass, you want to go courtside for hoops, behind home plate once baseball comes around. Congratulations to CHGO Cubs for having Ian Happ on today. That was awesome. Anywhere you want to sit, Game Time's got it for you. Best way to support CHGO, buy your tickets through the link in the description. Game Time will be like, sweet, they're bringing us business. That's what we need. So if you're doing it, do it that way, and we love you ever the more. All right. Jalen Hurts is hurt.
Yep.
And Nick Sirianni is saying that this is the toughest dude going. So the Bears actually have impacted the Eagles a drop here. But Gardner Minshew is starting for Philly this week, and I'm a huge Gardner Minshew fan. He's played great when he's gotten an opportunity. I expect him to play great here. Gardner's had an interesting week. He missed practice on Tuesday to go speak at Mike Leach's funeral. So I expect the Eagles to continue to win football games. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is Hurts is out. Say he misses 2 weeks. He was going to be the MVP. He's not the best quarterback in football. Nobody would say that. I think that mantle clearly goes to Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allen is probably second, and you can go from there. But if he misses, say, 2 weeks, Carmen, is he still your MVP if you're voting? If the Eagles continue to win football games?
I mean, I do get to vote on. I'm a
Do you
PFWA.
really?
I'm a PFWA member, so I get to vote on MVP, and I will vote for Jalen Hurts to be MVP because I mean I think we get caught up in recency bias and like there's a whole conversation to be had too about the team that's around Jalen Hurts and how much that's helped him, but like at the same time, I'm not going to fault a guy for having a good team around him when he's doing what he's supposed to with that team. Like, it's one thing if you have a great team around you and you're not capitalizing it and you're the reason they're losing. Jalen Hurts is still the reason they win games. And his jump from last year to this year is so incredibly impressive. But I think, you know, a newcomer to the MVP conversation is always hard. And it might be like I said, I will vote for him. But I do think that a couple of weeks off, especially given that at the end of the season, recency bias, all that kind of stuff could hurt him. Especially when, I mean, I also think that there's something to be said about the Patrick Mahomes fatigue that we all feel essentially. Like he's a victim of his own greatness. Like he's been so good for so long and we're just like, yeah, Patrick Mahomes is doing this crazy stuff, but he always does that crazy stuff. Like that's not news anymore. Meanwhile, we're still watching one of the greatest players of this generation. So like, I kind of see it from both sides. I'm talking on both sides of my mouth a little bit, but like at the same time, I think Jalen Hurts deserves it. His team has a better record than Patrick Mahomes' team does. He's done exactly what he was supposed to do. Yes, he has pieces around him, but like, of course you're going to try and surround your quarterback with pieces. Plus, that offense was tailored to him. He's operated it nearly flawlessly. I mean, prior to that Bears game, the man had thrown 3 picks. Like, that's crazy. And that he takes care of the football. He gives his team chances to win. What more do you want out of a guy? So I'm voting for him. But I do think in the big national scale, between recency bias and the fact that you have other guys putting up numbers and having the availability, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up costing him.
So this is a deeper conversation, and we don't need to have it for the zillionth time. But for me personally, MVP, because we don't have the best player at this position award or best, you know, since we don't do that, it should be the best player. I'm not trying to take anything away from Jalen Hurts because he's had a great year and the praise for him is impressive. I mean, when Nick Sirianni's talking about this is the toughest dude going and you hear what his teammates say about him and you look at the Eagles record. I mean, he's not a passenger on the car here. He's driving the train.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I got it. And I also feel
but like, I mean, I do like the analogy of like, all right, you're playing backyard football. You can put together whatever team you want. Who do you want under center? Nearly everyone is going to say Patrick Mahomes. And
right.
You'd be right. You would be right. You would absolutely be right. He is. He's incredible.
So it's like the cutest player of the year award. It's not the MVP award. Who's had the most adorable season and is on a team that's like surprising us like the Eagles are. It's I don't know. Like
I mean, there's something to be said for that though, is that they surpassed expectations. And like, I mean, again, like I do think the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes are victims of their own greatness. Like
how's this? How this goes? I'm in a fight here. If Gardner Minshew was the starting quarterback for the Eagles, how many games do you think they win this year?
I don't think they do terribly, but I do. It's hard for me to evaluate that though, because I think this offense looks completely different. With, like I said, the offense has been tailored to Jalen Hurts and his skill set. Gardner Minshew does not have that same skill set, but I think that he could be much more of. But like with how good the defense is, and their defense does not get enough play because that front seven is scary. I think that you still have a winning record if you're the Eagles. But again, like I'm not going to fault Jalen Hurts for that because he's again taking this team exactly where he was supposed to. And again, like you said, he's not a passenger. He's driving this thing.
I got it. I also think actually my question is just more of a I really wish the Bears had drafted Gardner Minshew when he lasted to the 6th round. And apparently Matt Nagy at the time, if you go back and read the quotes, Nagy liked him. They liked him enough. He thought he was coming here. And then he just
why would you want Gardner Minshew?
Because we would not have been watching Mitch Trubisky because
would you have Justin Fields?
Okay, I mean that's fine, but
Butterfly effect here.
I'll give me. I'd like him as the backup. I would prefer him to be there than the wonderful Northwestern Wildcat Trevor Siemian. I would enjoy that level of insurance in case Fields gets hurt. He would be an awesome, fun backup to have. How's that? That's all.
Absolutely. Gardner Minshew is a fantastic backup. I don't know that he could be like he's the starter. I think he's a lot of fun. And I honestly think like Jacksonville really fit him well, to be honest. Like he wore the headband and he like got the fan. Like I'm like, he leaned into the Florida man thing so well. And I was like, he just kind of belongs there.
Yeah, the Eagles would be third in their division. I don't know about that, sir.
I don't think they would be third. I still think that they would either win or they would be right where they are with the Cowboys, like back and forth with the Cowboys. They wouldn't have run away with it as convincingly. And I think that the Cowboys would have like contested for that, but they'd still be over the Giants. I know the Giants had like a wonderful run, and like they're looking at the postseason still, trying to get in. But I just they wouldn't be third. The team was too talented.
There's big NFL news coming today about how you're going to watch football in the future. But before I tell you that and get Carmen's reaction to it, shout out to our friends at FOCO, FOCO. You're getting the best coverage at CHGO. But you want to be covered beautifully, and you really need the stuff from FOCO, by the way, if you're going out to Soldier Field on Saturday. God bless you if you are. Hoodies, slippers, signs, bobbleheads. We gave away an incredible hoodie that's got all the fur that Austin won at one of our tailgates that you probably need tomorrow. FOCO's got it for you. Decked out like Damar, if we're talking buckets. Congratulations to the Bulls, 2 wins in a row. Let's go Bulls. Got the Knicks tomorrow. One more time with Derrick Rose. I got a piece, by the way, coming out tomorrow at allchgo.com on Rose and retiring his number, which should happen. So check that out. But perfect gift for the football fan in your life. Check out foco.com, FOCO.com, or you can click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use that promo code CHGO. You get 10% off. So, Carmen, the NFL announcing today multi-year agreement on for Google to distribute the Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. 7-year deal, $2 billion with a B per season. They've been with DirecTV since 1994, but going over to YouTube TV, which is where we hang out. And
we hang out on YouTube. I have YouTube TV, so that's fantastic.
Your rates are about to go up, or at least you'll have to pay a little bit extra for your NFL if you want it, which I know you do. Do we think this is a good move for the NFL? Because I think this is a good move for the NFL. There's a lot of young people hanging around YouTube, and this is what they're trying to do. Let's get it in the hands of the 12-year-olds. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, the front runners were like Apple, Amazon, YouTube. Like it was all like they were all basically the same thing as far as like streamers and everything like that. Like you weren't gonna get the satellite TV package, which is just becoming so outdated now. No, this is the way that things are trending. I know that a lot of people are like, streaming sucks, like whatever. But I'm like, you can't escape it. This is exactly where things are going. You got like DraftKings, our sponsor, having their own content, streaming stuff on YouTube and everything like that. You got FanDuel getting in. They actually bought a TV station that you can get on YouTube TV, in fact, with the extended sports package, if you have it, like I do. I mean, Red Zone's already on YouTube TV. Like, this is just all, like, this makes a lot of sense. And you can get all of that in one place, which is really nice now, honestly.
Yeah, Red Zone and the NFL Network have been available on YouTube TV since 2020. They've obviously liked what they've seen. We are just never gonna. It's never going back the other way as far as ticket prices, paying to see football on TV and or YouTube and or streaming. Like they know. Like my TikTok.
I will be interested to see, like, because you know how Amazon has like the next gen stats view of Thursday Night Football, which is going on right now. It just started.
Yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that, and I think that a platform like YouTube, Google, like they can incorporate all of that because they have their own models and they have their own stat driven stuff that they can in turn promote. But I think that just is so much. It makes you such a more educated fan when you watch. It's much more interactive. I feel like I love it so much, and I feel like it's gonna keep evolving, and I don't think it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you want to sell out stadiums, especially in cold weather, because why wouldn't you just cozy up and watch your little next gen stats view? Because I love that.
We're gonna have a dome here in 7 years or whatever it's gonna be. Hopefully, it'll be on the lakefront. Why do you got to be coming at me and what's going on in my house? Do I have electricity? Do you see this microphone?
He's got a color changing microphone.
I got everything going on here. I got dish soap, which is outstanding. Multiple.
Why do you have dish soap within reach?
Because I'm on my because I don't have a table. I got 2 dish soaps.
Mark does podcast by candlelight.
Yeah,
and here he is talking about streaming. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And what's up, Brian Souter? I'm supposed to go Illinois playing tonight. You like this little prop? Look at that. Made by the lovely Grace Carmen. Okay.
That's cute.
Isn't it YouTube TV? I don't know why I felt the need to bring that up today, but just something about where we're headed is just speaking to me. Do you know that?
I don't want to be GM.
Yeah.
Our guy Funkbringer, embrace the future. It's all going online. Vitali for GM. GM of the Bears? No, thank you. I don't want to make those decisions.
Yeah. Hey, anybody who's watching right now, are you going to Soldier Field on Saturday? I want honest answers if you're actually doing it, which Matt Eberflus is calling bear weather, baby. Bear weather, bear down, even though they're playing the Buffalo Bills.
I mean, I get to be all like cushy and warm in the press box.
Oh, so you're going?
I'm going. We're doing Christmas Eve dinner, which is a big thing in my family afterwards. So I moved it all. My parents are so understanding, and my family are wonderful people. Where they're like, no, don't worry, we'll get, we'll just have dinner when you get back. It'll be fine.
That's adorable.
I know it's great. Well, they haven't gotten to see me for the last few Christmases, so it's a big deal for me. But no, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if I have to be outside, like, it's not healthy to be outside in that weather. Like, I can't believe that they're going to make these guys, because, like, it's going to be a high of, like, 0 on Saturday. Like, you're in negative actual temperatures, never mind the wind. And so you're looking at, like, a negative 25 to 35 wind chill. Like, I was at that game that Matt Eberflus talked about. The Dallas Cowboys game in 2013. I was there as a fan. That was actually the last NFL game I was at as a fan, which is kind of depressing. Anyway, so I was there, and I went with my friends, and my dad happened to be there too, and he was in the United Club level at the time with like clients or whatever. And my dad was like, I've got an extra ticket if you want to come in the club. And I was like, no. I'm going to stick with my friends, and I'm going to sit out here, and I'm going to bring my little blanket, and I'm going to do all my like layers. I'm going to put my hand warmers everywhere. I could not finish a beer without it freezing. It was awful. I didn't make it a quarter before I was like, Dad, come get me. I'm going to come in there. I need to warm up. I need hot chocolate. It is not okay. I think Matt Eberflus even said it, like the helmets, when they crash together, they sound different. The pads sound different. These guys hit the ground and you can hear it. Like, it's horrible being out in those conditions, and it's not good. It's not good for the fans to be out there either.
Did you have the Vaseline situation going on?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. My mom used to do that to me, like when I was waiting for the bus stop when I was a kid. She used to be like, "Come here," and just like smear my face with Vaseline before I went out there. Like,
I did not know the Vaseline thing.
A friend of mine who's in town she covers the Bills. She used to be on the field shooting all game. And she's like, what, like any tips you have, whatever. I'm like, I thought from Buffalo, I'm like, do you know the Vaseline thing? She's like, no, tell me. And I'm like, put Vaseline all over your face. Like, if there's any exposed skin, put it all on your face. Like, oh yeah, we used to do that as kids. Like, if we had to like trudge through the snow, because, I was uphill 1 mile both ways to the bus stop, But I will say, I only ever had like 2 snow days growing up here. I don't know if that was your experience.
All I remember about snow days as a kid is that I had my Mighty Mac winter coat, and I had mittens, because in the Carmen family, I was told, like, everybody had gloves. It was cooler to have gloves, but I was told that you're actually warmer with mittens because the fingers. Mittens. Yeah, because the fingers can warm up the fingers, and if you're in gloves, they're all separate. Yep, they're right. So that's why I had the mittens. But if you have the mittens, you can't throw the snowball as well, because you gotta, you're in a mitten.
Well, you've got to pack it up.
Yeah.
I will admit to something that I don't think a lot of people know about me. I'm actually allergic to cold weather. I get hives in cold.
Oh, okay.
I legitimately, it's actually drastic temperature changes, but it's called urticaria. And I've never made a snowman. I've never built a snowman because I've never been able to be outside for long periods of time. So I never had snowball fights. I never my mom would never let me out of the house in the winter. When kids went out for recess, I wasn't allowed to go. I sat there reading a book, which is why I'm probably such a nerd right now, but I would have to sit inside at recess and read a book instead.
But yet you went to the Bears game in the coldest thing of all time?
Yeah, because I was in my early 20s and I was whatever, I can handle this. And no. My mom was beside her. I don't even think I told my mom that I went because she was and then my dad was don't worry, I'll get you in, whatever. And I was nah, I was trying to be all stubborn or whatever, but the story time with Carmen. But yeah, and I moved back to the city where after being in the heat for so long and being yeah, I'm totally cool with it. I went ice skating today. I just kind of pretend it doesn't happen, but then I come back inside and I have all these hives. So if you ever see me around and I have hives on me, that's what it is.
So you went ice skating today because you want to live your life and you'll deal with a couple hives. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
it's I was also allergic to grass also, Braggs. I was a bubble kid. All right. So we'll just, I was a little bubble kid, but look at me now. There it is. I was a bubble girl. Bubble girl. I won.
I did not know we were going to get here today. And
it's Bears After Dark.
It's Bears. This is a fantastic story, and I'll just as we get ready to get on out, and we appreciate everybody tonight. It's in the weather today, right? I was and you're talking about on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look and see what they're saying now. But keep going.
Okay, so I as I'm moving into this apartment and getting electricity and all, I had the TV was being delivered today, right? So it's coming this afternoon, and I'm in South. I'm in the South Loop. I'm Roosevelt and Michigan. There's a Target on Roosevelt, a little bit west of Michigan, right? And they're coming, and I'm you know what? I think I gotta have this dude's gonna install it. I gotta have him do more than just the TV. I want a soundboard for this thing, so I get the good sound. So the snow is coming down, and I'm screw it. I am going. I am walking up this hill in this snow. I am getting my soundboard, and I'm gonna get this microphone too, so we can have a good show tonight. So I do this, and it's getting colder by the minute. I'm walking back. I got my backpack on, so I'm literally carrying this huge box of a soundboard, which I have behind me, and I've got my microphone, and no big deal. Everything's fine. It was a 4 block walk uphill one way. It was downhill the other. We don't have to throw in drama. But then I get back. Dude's supposed to come and set up the TV. Yeah, he bails. Too much snow. Can't do it. Sorry, pal. And I'm hey man, I made this big effort because I knew you were coming. Well, when can you come? And they're and so we call our customer service and they'll reschedule for you. Okay. So Christmas Eve, 4:00, right after our post-game show. We're supposed to do an hour because it's Christmas Eve. I'm that's when they could come. And I'm all right, man, you cannot be here a minute early because I'm doing this show, and the Bears are going to be losing to the Bills by 3 points or whatever I'm going to predict, and something along those lines, because I think because why not pick that the Bears will be in the game because they're in it every single week. But now, the minute that thing ends on Christmas Eve, me and the TV setup guy are going to hang out. That's my Christmas Eve, baby.
He's like Santa. He's like Costco Santa. It's Costco Santa.
Is that not a...
I can't believe they're coming on Christmas Eve. That's crazy.
I feel bad for them.
I would have expected that they were coming afterwards.
I'm
you should have something for them.
What? Yeah. Okay. So what should we do for our dude?
Cookies or something, or something hot to eat, some coffee or tea or something like that.
How about whiskey? How about
they probably can't drink on the job, I would think.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would give him something to warm up to have to be out because yes. Okay. So on Christmas Eve, Saturday. It's a low of 1 degree, so a high of 11, low of 1 degree, but it's gonna get down to 1 degree by 7 or 8 p.m. So I don't know. I mean, the game is earlier, but yeah. I don't know. They spoiler alert, they're not coming.
They probably
yeah,
are.
and that's the actual temperature. That's not the wind chill. So you're looking at a good 10 below for the wind chill. Or give them cash. Yeah, give them like a good tip.
Yeah. What's a good tip? Is 20? Is that a good tip, or do we got to go more than that?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't know.
20's good, right?
20's probably good.
20 on a Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Okay. Spoiler alert, they're not coming is a great comment by Braggs. Because
yeah.
I'm definitely getting ghosted again by the Costco dude.
Yeah, you probably are. But the fact that they would even reschedule on Christmas Eve, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can come on Monday, but I kind of want to have the TV going here. I wouldn't, if you're.
You'd want to have a big Christmas Day.
I mean, we got a whole Sunday NFL schedule. We got the NBA on Christmas Day. Let's go. Let's hook it up here.
I'm gonna be covering a Packer game from my godmother's house. So.
That's a good job. That's a good job. Hey, one more thing that I need to tell you before we say goodbye tonight, and thank you to everybody, but always to our friends at DraftKings. $5 bet on any NFL game, you get $150 in free bets. If you have not downloaded the DraftKings Sportsbook app, do it right now and use the promo code CHGO. $5 bet, any NFL team to win their game, $150 in free bets if they do. It's only at DraftKings Sportsbook using that code CHGO. And don't forget, they've also got... They got the same game parlays where you can combine multiple bets. Which team will win? Player props, point totals. Just makes the game that much more fun. I also love the live betting the most because Adam Hogue has been making a killing. He should be betting more because I think he's just like a kind of your $5, $10 better because he's a responsible Hogue. But the way to make money right now on DraftKings, at least one of the ways, when the Bears all of a sudden make games close early, like it was a 1.5 point spread last week, you jump on the Eagles and or the Bills. Hit the like button, peoples, or you get coal for Christmas, or your ham will be overcooked. Braggs is the greatest. Hit that like button. I'm looking forward to seeing Gregory on from his palatial Braggs place on Saturday. Carmen. This was a ton of fun. Our hour has
hold up. Before we go, we got a super chat we haven't gotten to yet.
Okay, Mark
again.
Trade back for a 2024
number 1 and get Marvin Harrison Jr. OPR. Okay. Are you okay?
This idea.
Well, do we? Oh gosh, that's thinking real far in the future. We're not going to get a number 1 receiver until then.
Maybe not.
I think right now, if he was draft eligible, he would still be the number 1 wide receiver taken in the draft. That's how high I am on him.
Yeah. All right. Oh, my fire expired.
Oh no. Which is perfect timing. Yes, Steven.
We got one more thing. Do you want the results of the poll?
We do.
Ooh,
how about before we get the results, you guys give me what your prediction is. So how many wins are you predicting for the Bears next season? 0-3, 4-6, 7-9, or 10+?
I'm gonna guess that I'm taking 7 and 9. I'm guessing that was the most.
Yeah, I'm doing 7 and 9.
Both of you, okay. And it was the most with a staggering 56% of the vote. Second was 10+. So we have some very optimistic Bears fans. 4-6 was in third at 10%, and 0-3. There was actually some votes for that at 7%. Now, if I were to pick, I'd say it would be like right on that 7 borderline, that 6 or 7 borderline.
Yeah,
is that where you guys are at?
I honestly am on the higher end of the 7 and 9. Like, I think you're going 8 or 9. Like I said, I think 500 or better is a realistic expectation, and I wouldn't be surprised if they sneak into a wild card.
Let me tell you something. If they win less than 7 next year, it is going to get violent. And Gregory's going nuts tonight. It should be the expectation. It is the expectation.
I'm going to warn guys. I'm going to warn people now. I'm going to call my shot now. Don't be surprised if these guys come out the gate very slow and like they lose, like even like 4 of their first 5. Like I would not be surprised if that happens. But then I think they turn it around, and I think it ends up like kind of almost a Lions situation.
I was gonna say Detroit. There we go. One more thing. Lupe Fiasco is performing at halftime on Saturday. Did you see this?
I've actually been a backup dancer for Lupe Fiasco.
That's
at a halftime performance for the MLS All-Star game.
No No freaking way.
That
That's
here in
All right, hold
Bridgeview.
on.
Yeah.
What happens if it was cold out? You're just gonna break out in hives?
no, she said-
when I was the backup dancer for Lupe Fiasco back in the day when he did the MLS All-Star game halftime performance here
No.
at Bridgeview. That it was here.
I didn't know
And I
you had
was-
that level of dancing talent.
Yeah, for real.
I was a dancer for 12, 13 years growing up. Yeah. So
This has been the most
I know, we lost
learning
Fire Place.
Carmen Vitali Bears
I know
After
you guys
Dark.
have learned a lot about me. I can't believe he's still performing though, and why would you want to be performing in a game like this?
It's weird, but the show must go on. I think it's
We did kick push, and what was the other one at that time? I still remember part of the whatever we had to do, but yeah, it was fun. We were Lupe Fiasco's backup dancers. It wasn't just me; there was a bunch of us.
What was he like?
We honestly we didn't interact with him a ton, but he was really nice to us. We took a bunch of pictures with him. We talked to him for a little bit. He was very sweet with us. So
That's awesome. Chicagoan.
yeah, I've been here for a while. I know
Yeah.
so many. You guys have gotten to know me so much. Sorry, Bears After Dark.
We'll do it again next week, right? Are you back next
Yeah,
week?
I'm back next week.
All right, awesome. Hey, everybody, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Steven producing. Thanks to all the Bears, by the way, who are just been friendly to me and who spoke on Justin Fields tonight. Appreciate all of that. And yes, Bears pregame is here at 11 o'clock on Saturday, and of course the postgame after that, and also all the content at CHGO all over the place. You know this. Steven, thanks for producing. Carmen, you're the stay warm over there. No need to go out and do any shoveling or any of that stuff. Just
Yeah, I live in an apartment for a reason. I'm not doing any shoveling. Are you kidding?
Okay.
Absolutely not. I don't even have a car for that reason. I don't have to deal with this stuff. I'll have to go on the train tomorrow. Wish me luck because I have to go to my parents' house tomorrow. So
I love a good train ride on the day before Christmas Eve. Thanks for watching, everybody. Carmen, see you soon. Peace.